have first pick, so it's surprising to me that they would have banned her away.
But they do drop our Harley Quinn picked by DC.
Yeah, I mean, like, so Dolphin Chasers knocks out Harley Quinn, and that's cool. And a Wonder Woman Prime is actually locked in right away for Kuma. And I'm going to assume that this is, again, going to go to Kuma, and he's going to run this as to support his marksman.
Do you think we're going to see Wonder Woman supporting Maestro in the bottom lane with whatever he picks, you know?
I'm guessing, but Wonder Woman is a nice little swing pick. Of course, you can fit multiple roles, so there is the outside chance, of course, that depending on what Dolphin Chasers goes for, maybe we'll see her up top or something like that. But who knows? So with Wonder Woman Prime right away, you've still got characters like Atomic Green Lantern available. Gas Joker is still up. There's obviously some very strong marksmen in the form of Gas Bat. So it looks like they're just going to lock in the Superman pick. They're going to take that other global ult away. They could just run him in the jungle because there are still some good enforcers left to pick.
Yeah, we have seen Superman be banned pretty frequently in the NA matches. And it looks like Dolphin Chase is going to grab Gasbat away.
Yeah. So they do take Gasbat, which I think is fine. Once Mecha Wonder Woman is down, Gasbat is a great pick because Gasbat is a pick that you can't necessarily counter when it's this early on, given the fact that, like, oh, if you pick a great counter to him in mid, run him as the marksman down bot, and we'll pick a different blaster for mid if you counter him out early. If you don't do that, though, of course, he'll be able to sit mid against anyone in lane's fine against people even like Joker, so.
I do think the Gasbat is a really strong pick, seeing as MXC has banned out pretty much their own mid lane counter to Gasbat.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's pretty crazy to see what's going to pop up here, but, like, okay, Gas Joker is a very obvious pick. That means that we're very likely to see that Wonder Woman then as a true controller down bot. So she'll be helping out her marksman.
So I'm assuming they need a lot more damage. So MXC is going to try and pick up maybe an assassin for the jungle.
That is a very good possibility. Gas Cat has not been banned, and she was a pretty common ban from Brawl. In fact, Brawl knocking her out first of all. So maybe Gas Cat is the pick here. There's also the potential that, I mean, we saw some crazy picks earlier. I don't think we're going to see Flash. We could start to reach further into those marksmen. Maybe we start to see the Cyborg's Blue Beetles pop up at some point too.
Has Green Arrow kind of fallen off with like the marksman favor?
Yeah.
I mean, we do see a lot of it as Gasbat paired against Mecha Wonder Woman.
No, you're kidding me. I said that couldn't happen. I specifically said Flash wouldn't happen, and of course that's exactly what does happen. Thank you very much, Ambuscad. I appreciate that. So yeah, so you were correct in your assumption that it was going to be an assassin in the jungle, and it ends up being Flash.
I mean, they do need the damage. Having a double enforcer, you know, one in bottom, one top lane, you really need that damage to come through. And what's better than the fastest man alive in the jungle?
That's absolutely right, man. So, and they have a very strong team comp already put together. They've got strong CC in the form, of course, of Wonder Woman. They've got pretty good damage at late game scaling in the form of Gas Joker and in Flash. So I like that. Back on the other side for Dolphin Chasers, though, they go with the Atomic Joker, which is fine. I mean, they've grabbed Gasbat, and they're like, all right, well, you're not sending anything to mid yet, so we're just going to grab the next best available marksman. And, of course, they run the good old-fashioned Brawl comp. They have Zatanna backing that up.
Yeah, so you're going to see Zatanna and Atomic Joker in the bottom lane for Dolphin Chasers. I mean, are we going to see Blue Beetle, Green Arrow, or Cyborg going against...
with Wonder Woman?
So they're just going to go with the Blaster.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just going to pick a Blaster, and I'm wondering what marksman that MXC is going to go with for...
And we haven't actually seen Star Sapphire at all this weekend, like from a pick or a ban perspective. And down bot, it's going to be Wonder Woman Cyborg versus Atomic Joker and Zatanna. So kind of a crazy mix-up there. That's very... Man, that's weird. So more escapes this time, just because Wonder Woman should be able, with lassos and stuff like that, to give a bit of disengage.
I just don't feel like it's as strong of a disengage as what we've seen with the Cyborg Harley Quinn combo.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Wonder Woman can not necessarily disengage, but she can just tie them up and peel off of them. Right,
exactly.
Harley Quinn has the knockback, the knock-up, and she also has the heal that speeds up Best Friends Forever.
Right.
BFFs.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
So, I don't know. I just don't feel that comfortable.
And Joker. Hello, Joker. Okay, so never mind. We're going to have to rethink these lanes a little bit here. Looks like this is going to be a Joker in the... What?
A jungle Joker?
Yeah.
Superman
Swaggertron
top lane.
is taking...
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be an unconventional set of picks. I'm really curious to see how we're going to have, and it's a Joker running teleport out of the jungle as well.
I mean, with teleport, he could go from the bottom jungle to the top jungle just as quick.
All right, I gotta feel like this is something that Dolphin chasers have been working on. Like this is
something they had ace up their sleeve.
It's got to be like it's do or die right now, right? Like they're either knocked out of the event or they go on to face Brawl. You got to pull out all the stops right now.
I'm wondering if Brawl is sitting here watching this, going, "What the heck is going on?"
I'm sure they are. To be honest, I'm sure they are.
Joker, what?
Man, and so many other interesting picks still on the table there. Don't forget, Arcane Green Lantern was banned out, but Atomic Green Lantern was still around.
Atomic Green Lantern was not picked.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have figured that it would have been a last pick Atomic Green Lantern, just given you already had Superman. Like, okay, stick him in the jungle, use his global ult, he'll be fine. But put Atomic, I guess Atomic Green Lantern may not have had the best time with Gas Joker, but then again, who does?
Exactly. I mean, is Superman any better against Gaslight Joker than Atomic Green Lantern could do?
I mean, not really. I mean, we've seen Gas Joker bully around Superman quite a bit lately.
But he's also bullied around Atomic Green Lantern just as much.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. Okay, so Tilia going to be on Star Sapphire here in mid. We've got Kuma on that Wonder Woman, and we'll be backing up Cyborg down bot. Doesn't look like anyone's going to 5-stack for a big invade, though, yet.
I'm honestly really curious to see how Almighty Tick's going to run with this Jungle Joker.
Yeah, I'm curious about it. I didn't know if they were going to go for like some sort of a crazy invade strategy or something like that, where they just use slows from Mr. Punchy over and over again for like a quick kill. I want to know what their synergy is here, so we'll be watching builds, we'll be watching what they do. I know certainly their artifacts are going to be very telling as well.
Yeah, let's see what we can see here.
Okay, so down to the bot lane, looks like a bit of forward vision coverage there. From the Dolphin Chaser side, so they're going to make sure that they can get out there, start the early pressure against Cyborg. Almighty Tick, just hanging out for now. He's going to take camps. That's what junglers do, of course, but we'll see how he wants to go about that. His gank potential, though. I'm not even thinking about him ganking. He's going to have to like rely on his teleport, right?
Yeah, he's going to have to rely on the teleport. It makes, I mean, Vanish can just go overall. I should close a gap a little bit, but yeah. I don't know. Mr. Punchy. Lucky Mr. Punchy could secure something.
No, definitely. I mean, he can get slows off. I mean, he can get some pretty good damage in too, but I just think he's going to have to rely on his teleport so much. Anyway, we will be watching him over the course of this game. Fatal Uno already doing an amazing job of forcing Tilia out, and that's kind of an inherent problem with Marksman's mid, just because that range damage, even though Star Sapphire does have range, she still does have pretty good poke. She's going to need a couple of levels first before she can start to efficiently trade against Fatal Uno.
I mean, right now, Fatal Uno is just keeping her below 50% health. There's not much that Tilia can do.
No, absolutely not. And she's forced to use a second round of a Vial, I believe, too. So that means she's going to have to start going back very soon, because Fatal Uno, with just a couple of auto attacks, drains her health just critically.
And if Fatal Uno is able to zone out...
Up top. Oh, sorry about that. Up top, we have a little bit of action going on, though, as Swaggertron decided to come in on Azure Fire. Flash was coming around from the side, too, but they're not going to be able to get anything done. Sorry about that.
Oh, Almighty Tick missing with the Mr. Punchy here. But he's going to help Amy Skate try and secure some of this jungle camps in the top lane and try and set back Almighty Tick.
And they did that. Azure Fire already able to take quite a bit of damage as Gas Joker, and so he wards away Mr. Punchy, ensures that that Ambuscade is going to be able to finish that up. So nice little advantages there, but Tilia still level 1. Okay, so in mid, it looks like they're trying to open up opportunities for Tilia, but Joker's actually invading into the jungle a bit there. Fatal Uno and Almighty Tick deciding, hey, we're not just going to take our jungle, we're going to have something to say about this. But because Flash is already so low in health, and Tilia has been set back pretty far this entire game too, this is going to be difficult.
Just looking at the credit advantage, he's already 200 in favor of Fatal Uno. I mean, he's kept Tilia under her turret this entire time since the start of the match.
And that's just why I go back. I just really love Gaspat as the default choice in mid right now. I just think he offers so much utility, and he just plays well against basically every mid.
I mean, do you think we'll ever get to the point where we're going to see Gaslight Batman as a ban?
As a ban, that would be tough. Although I do think he has so much versatility that, like, you can target ban him, but then you're going to be susceptible to something else crazy. If you ban him out, you're looking at probably Globals or Gascat or something like that, you know? So, and in which case that can do a ton of damage. Who's going to get this? Looks like it goes over to the Dolphin Chaser side. Here comes Almighty Tick with his teleport, and there you have it, a successful teleport gank from the Jungle Joker.
I mean, if this is the strategy that Almighty Tick's going to be using, he's not going to be able to get another gank for 300 seconds.
Well, exactly. I'm like, that's the inherent problem, right? But, you know, he's 1 for 1, so say what you will, but he got his job done.
All right, we're seeing Swaggertron put a lot of damage on his Zerfire right now. I mean, he's able to keep up, which is surprising for Superman against a Gaslight Joker.
Definitely. You know, Superman, though, has a potential, especially at this stage in the game, to kind of try and bully him around a little bit, try and gain a bit of additional advantage, because as soon as Azure Fire gets his ult, of course, his wave clear just gets ridiculous.
That's really all that anybody can hope to do is bully a Gaslight Joker pre-level 6.
Yeah.
That's really the only hope of trying to slow him down. You don't shut him down, you slow him down.
Absolutely. So, already a level advantage again for Joker. As soon as this experience of the drones gets taken up by the turret, though, it will be a little bit more even. Now, Fatal Uno did waste a little bit of time going bot to try and secure that enemy camp with Joker there for a bit, and it looks like he gave Tilia a chance to sit back and at least gain a couple of levels. She's still not really in a place where she can effectively trade against Fatal Uno right now, but what she can do is start to poke. And poking is going to get a lot stronger once she starts stacking up a bit of credits. If there's a gank that comes her way, and it is potential to gank Fatal Uno if he's playing a bit too far ahead, then yeah, maybe she can start to turn around and stack some decent artifacts.
I mean, with what Tilia is building right now, we're looking at her artifacts here.
Yeah, let's see here. So 1,500 credits. So she's actually down by 400 credits already to Gaspat. Fatal Uno has been dominating this lane so far. This hasn't even been close. And the blame is not all Tilia's here. This is a tough matchup against Gaspat. She's really had no support from her team either.
Look in the bottom lane. Katy Perry has definitely got some poke throwing down on Maestro and Kuma here. As we jump up into the top lane, though, Swaggertron and Almighty Tech still trying to put some pressure on Azurefire here. It looks like they're going to be able to secure this top surveillance drone.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of had to do that. It's going to waste a little bit of time here for Almighty Tick, but of course he's not the most mobile jungler. I mean, he's not exactly going to be ever present ganking in all lanes and stuff like that, so I guess it's not too bad for him to waste a bit of time there. I don't know. Flash actually going in on Fatal Uno here in mid. They did try for a gank. It didn't end up working out all that well. Fatal Uno does now have his Bat Scream available too, so if he gets a good combo on Tilia, he may try and let it loose and try and secure himself a one-on-one kill.
We do see Almighty Tick, though, lingering in the top lane, lingering just above the mid lane here. But Tilia is going to move down and try and help secure one of the jungle camps for Ambuscade.
Yeah. And now there's pretty good coverage for her mid. Down bot here, Maestro is laying out some pretty good damage on Beastin, but Katy Perry comes right back out and starts rocking Kuma as well. And this is a very precarious position for a Cyborg to be in. He's low in health. He can't really overextend because he won't be able to get away all that easily.
See, this is where I think we're going to see a little bit of what the Wonder Woman and Cyborg combo's lacking. I mean, they do have the damage, but like I said during the champion select section, that Wonder Woman really only has kind of the peel of the lockup.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And not a lot of sustained potential here, unfortunately. So, and Zatanna is going to poke a little bit harder here in a bit once she starts stacking some items of her own. All right, so let's see here. Is there anything else crazy happening on the map? Not really. It's been a pretty passive game for the first few minutes here. Besides the one teleport gank that came in from Almighty Tick, which his teleport is about 180 seconds away, so we still got about 3 minutes left, so he must have used that again relatively recently. Let's see. All right, so not much doing there. Lasso does not connect, and the Meteor is way off. Fortunately, not a lot of effect there.
So while we're having Maestro go back, you're going to see Kuma try and secure and keep his turret alive here. But with Beastin and Katy Perry in the bottom lane, there's not much a Wonder Woman can do.
No, really not. I mean, she's just going to collect a little bit of experience passively here, but she can't get herself too far forward. Otherwise, Katy Perry will just sit back and poke and poke and poke. Okay, so they're going to continue pushing this up. Cyborg did go back. He's back in lane now. And Swaggertron going in on Azurefire and trying to trade with him. Of course, there's the post-6 Gas Joker that we were referring to before. He just fires up his ult and starts rocking out waves.
I mean, what can does Superman do in this phase? I mean, we didn't really see Swagatron bully around Azure Fire too much. And now Gaslight Joker, and now that he has, he's going to go for the Ruby of Life first. Obviously, that's what every standard Gaslight Joker does. But at this point, what can he do?
Well, I mean, he still has a global ult, and he can be a presence on the map. And I know that's a cop-out from how does he work here in laning, and I'm not saying he should just give up on laning right now, but he does need to recognize he's a bit far behind. Fatal Uno gets trapped out here. Here comes the ult from Swagatron from the side. Not going to be enough to save Fatal Uno. He does end up falling, and that is the turnaround that Tillia really needed here to start making Star Sapphire work. She pops her ult as well. Predator jumps out, but it's not going to do that much more damage. And that was a nice little turnaround for MXC. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have to use. I mean, essentially it was 3 if you include Gaslight Joker's ultimate, but 3 ultimates there to lock down Fatal Uno. We saw Predator as well as Speedstorm going out.
That's true, but man, I've been watching some really powerful Gasbat the past couple of days. Like, I don't necessarily hate that, especially because it's not like Joker is going to be in a position to be able to immediately re-engage like a lot of junglers have the potential to do. So, I don't know.
I mean, we could see this jungler re-vanish back into a fight, throw down a baby bomb, surprise, and maybe a lucky Mr. Punchy.
That's very true, but he's got to be in position to do that. You know, he doesn't have some of the flexibility of the other junglers that you see, whether it's Arcane Green Lantern and just being able to counter-initiate or counter-engage whenever someone gets jumped on. He has to just walk into position, and he's in a pretty good spot now. Gets a little bit of damage in with the Mr. Punchy, but really no harm, no foul, and has to walk back out.
I mean, is it really beneficial for Almighty Tick to be spending the time going up to the top lane just to throw Mr. Punchy? No. I mean, he's making his presence known to some extent, but really, against a Gaslight Joker, Mr. Punchy's not going to bother him at all.
No. In fact, he's just like, what was that? I don't understand. I'm a little bit slower now. It's okay. All right, so Maestro takes a huge amount of damage there from Beastin and Fatal Uno on the way back, and he's going to throw the bat screen. Misses, though. Would have been a very nice kill.
Yeah, that bat screen would have been great. I mean, he had absolutely no vision, so it was just a shot in the dark entirely.
And Tillia now is actually up a level, or no, I apologize, that's Almighty Tick standing there. I'm just so used to seeing Joker mid that I just accepted it for a second that Almighty Tick was actually mid instead of jungling there. But no, they are even on level in mid.
Even on level in mid, but not exactly the same on credits. We were seeing about a 350 credit advantage going to Fatal Uno in the mid lane.
Yes, definitely true, but Tillia's in a much better spot than she was much earlier in this game. So she walks back around the mid lane, and she's going to be good to go now. All right, so down bot, MXE is in pretty big danger, though, of losing this initial first turret. Katy Perry and Beastin have been pushing pretty effectively, but they are going to get dove on here. Here comes Ambuscade from the side. Flash comes in. Are they going to be able to lock up Beastin? There's a lasso. Very nice shot. And will it be enough damage? Zatanna throws off the shield. She gets away. And I can't believe it. I really thought that was going to be a kill for MXC, but it doesn't work out. Oh, but actually here comes Swagatron from the side. Teleport comes in from Azurfire too. And he tries to re-engage back on top of Katy Perry, but can't land the kill. So a lot of noise, but not much has happened yet.
That was an insanely passive fight there. I mean, we see so many people get so close to death, but and Fatal Uno dodges that lasso. Swagatron's able to just use his heat vision, knock Ambuscade back. We saw like 5 people entirely close to being dead and no kills.
Yeah, this has been really close, and that Predator was actually pretty close to landing a couple of kills too from Tillia, but ult fades away. She's just got the normal Predator left, and looks like they're going to take this bottom surveillance camera. So up top, looks like Flash is going to head back up there to start pushing out waves once again, but everyone's still sticking around this Raider here from Dolphin Chasers. Looks like they just want to hit it as soon as it comes up.
I mean, that was really smart of Dolphin Chasers here. They waited for the disengage after that team fight there, and now they're able to get a free Raider.
Yeah, and works out really well for them, so this is going to put them at about a 1.3k credit advantage now, so well done. Almighty Tick, we'll see if he can come in and get some damage done at some point. He has not been in a position to gank since that first teleport gank. He's tried to walk in on lanes, he's tried to make his presence known, but he hasn't been doing a lot of ganking, and that's fine because Flash wants to play super passively in his part of the jungle and just scale the late game.
I mean, yeah, we really have only seen Flash try and make a couple of ganks down the bottom. We've seen one successful gank in the bottom lane where he was... Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually the mid lane where he was able to take out Fatal Uno when he combined with Gaslight Joker.
And Cyborg. Or
Star Sapphire.
No, Star Sapphire. Yes, it was Star Sapphire. Tilia, who was in mid. Okay, so here comes Dolphin Chasers back down into the bot lane. They've, again, almost secured that turret kill down there. And so they were fine to let a wave start pushing against their turret. It wasn't going to lose them that much experience. So up top, it looks like Superman still trying to just get in here and trade damage out against Azure Fire. But that Gas Joker is just so powerful. He can just stick to you with that ultimate.
I mean, at this point, he's building Suit of Sorrows, which is perfect for Superman. Combined with Ruby of Life, I mean, he hasn't died yet, so it's just going to continue to stack and stack and stack.
Yeah, definitely. He's just trying to get as beefy as possible. So Star Sapphire taking jungle camps on her side of the map while that happens, just so she can, again, stay a little bit closer to that Gaspat, who is now up by about 600 credits, mostly due to the fact, of course, for that Raider they had picked up earlier.
Yeah, with getting that Raider, it's definitely very important for Dolphin Chasers right now, with it being such an even matchup between these two teams.
All right, so that Raider is really the big difference maker here between the two teams. We're even on kills. It's been pretty passive. No turrets have fallen yet for either side. So really, we're just but with junglers as passive as Flash and Joker, that kind of just is going to happen. Oh, but look at this! Here we come in, and Flash does throw off his ultimate. The bat screen misses. Beaston ends up dying there, but here comes Almighty Tick from the side. Is he going to be able to take out Kuma? Down very low in health there, but he can't quite get the kill, and that is going to be a 1-0 in favor of MXC. Pretty good turnaround for him.
Oh, Fatal Uno, though, comes and picks up the kill.
There you go. So Fatal Uno, even though he missed the bat scream, he still ends up coming down, grabs the kill, and evens things back up for Dolphin Chasers.
I mean, do you think this goes to show the ganking potential that Joker jungle actually doesn't really have? I mean, if he misses the Mr. Punchy, that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, no, that's really all he has. So, I mean, it looks like he's just purely trying to just scale into the late game, just become a normal team fighter rather than relying on ganks or anything like that. He did teleport into that fight. A little surprised at his EMP use down there on that bottom turret. He had a full wave there and only would have lost 2 or 3 of his drones before that went down. So, unless he has another deployable he's looking to pick up, I was kind of surprised he used it.
But we are seeing that he does have vision on the ambuscade, so he's going to get out of there without any notice.
I will say, though, that Joker can clear jungle camps incredibly quickly, if you think about it, though. So he does have amazing wave clear normally in mid, and it looks like here comes Kuma. I don't know if this is going to be enough to protect the turret, though, and that goes down. So another big advantage gained for Dolphin Chasers. They're now up 2 turrets to nothing.
So looking at MXC's comp, I'm really surprised we haven't seen as much as of Gaslight Joker. I feel like with the matchup of Team C and Brawl, we saw Cow on Gaslight Joker, and he made his presence known throughout the whole game. And then seeing game 1, where we saw with Brawl as well, Gaslight Joker, very strong.
Oh, yeah, no, Gaslight Joker has been pretty much the a big difference maker overall today. He only received a little bit of ban attention yesterday, hasn't received any today, and has been basically in every match. So, Beaston going to rejoin his teammate down here in bot, but again, just slowly sitting back, still being pretty passive. Looks like some people are making their way up the top. Fatal Uno starting to rotate there. Don't know if they're going to be able to get much damage in, but he is able to come up here clear. There was no camera coverage.
Yeah, there actually is barely any vision in the top lane.
And this is really bad because Azure Fire's still in a spot where he wants to be able to sit back and just kind of defend for a little while, but Fatal Uno and Swaggertron are trying to go right in on this. Throws down the health deployable, and he is going to be able to protect this for the time being. Jumps in on Fatal Uno there. Ambuscade has come up, and there's the shield. Fatal Uno is able to take a bit of the damage there. Nice ultimate with a flash, and Swaggertron is going to fall as well. So a 2-0 and a really nice little gank there from Ambuscade. Congratulations, and that is the first big play from MXC in a few minutes. They have been really on the back foot losing turrets.
Yeah, with Ambuscade picking up a second kill off of Fatal Uno as well as Swaggertron on the top lane, that's definitely something that MXC needs to get themselves back in the game. It's only about 1,000, no, maybe about 900 credit difference at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is only about 1,000 credit difference, so that's crazy, man. This has been a big turnaround, and it looks like, oh, here comes MXC trying to surround the rest of Team Dolphin Chasers. Beaston and Katy Perry going to get out around the top. They do retreat over to Almighty Tick, and We'll see if MXC still wants to go in on this here in a bit. I will give credit, though, after that big scuffle top and the 2 kills, a turret did go down to Gas Joker, and now he pushed Superman all the way back to his 2nd level turret. So that was pretty impressive stuff.
Oh, Almighty Tick was able to dodge Kuma's lasso there. If not, I mean, Almighty Tick does have Vanish. So I really do think he could have gotten out of the way, regardless if he was trying to throw down a gank on him.
Right. Okay, so things are going a little bit better for MXC now. They've started to slowly close this credit gap as time has gone along, and things are pretty much as even as they can get at the moment. I'm trying to see if there's any other big objectives that are coming up anytime soon.
I mean, we see Leviathan spawning in about a minute.
Yep.
And the 2 Raider phase actually in a minute as well. So we're going to see when Raider as well as Leviathan spawn around just about the same time.
Yeah, and I wonder if teams are going to position for them right now. There's not a lot of camera coverage, as you can see around both the Raider or the Leviathan pits. Looks like Flash going out there to the top just to be able to maybe drop down some camera coverage. But no, there's just still more worried about the laning phases than anything else.
I mean, looking at the laning phase, we see the bottom turret down as well as the mid lane of MXC. But it's just the top lane tier 1 turret that's down for Dolphin Chasers.
Yeah, that's right. But this credit advantage has continued to close. Since it was 1,000 a couple of minutes ago, nothing else major has happened. There have been no more kills. There's been no more big scuffles. No objectives have fallen. And this is just now a 400 credit advantage.
We just saw Fatal Uno's ultimate go out with no chance of it actually trying to clean up a kill there.
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems like people have been using bat screams as an initiator or ways to get people off of fights, but I really think they're better reserved for that last-second closer there, or just trying to get significant damage on someone who's already stunned, or a group of people. Okay, so the rest of Dolphin Chasers is going to head down here now. Of course, Superman can come in at any time if he wants. Azure Fire is already in position to assist his team and start pushing back against this bot turret, but a pretty quick disengage from Dolphin Chasers.
So
they get away.
This is exactly where we're seeing the team fight that we just talked about. They're trying to position themselves right around Raider. But Superman is cornered. Well, not just cornered, but he is cut off from the rest of his team. He can't ultimate in to save anything.
And it looks like the rest of Dolphin Chasers starts heading back around the Raider. Here comes Azure Fire down now to throw out another camera, of course. Beast and an Almighty Tick off to the side. Looks like we could very well have a 5v5 here in a second if the teams want to commit. Almighty Tick shows himself, so Azure Fire knows what's up. And Superman, of course, just clearing camps because he's just sitting back. He's like, all right, you guys have your fun. I'll ult in. It'll be no problem. Just let me know when you want to go.
I mean, what would the main target for Superman be right now?
Well, I mean, I think you've got to get on Maestro or something like that, right? Like, you've got to dive that back line. You've got to get vision on him. You've got to knock him out, especially because he doesn't have all that much in the way of escapes. Azure Fire takes about a quarter of his health and damage there. Not too bad. Avoids the Mr. Punchy from the side by Almighty Tick. I mean, they can get on top of another good target is Tilia, of course, but I mean, they have to dive that back line. They have to get something done. Flash is going to run up to the front and do some damage. Oh, there's a bunny drop on top of Kuma. Kuma actually goes down right away before Wonder Woman is able to pull off an ult. Predator comes out from Tilia, but Fatal Uno was jumped on from the side. Will he be able to survive? Yes, he will. This has actually been managed pretty darn well so far by Dolphin Chasers. Swagatron goes down. Azure Fire sneaks away with just a little bit of health left on him, but they should have enough power left over that they can either come back and try and grab a couple of kills or just take this Raider. And there it is. They grab the Raider, so, you know, a kill apiece on a Raider, that does certainly favor Dolphin Chasers, but I think they might have been able to grab a little bit more there.
Well, it seemed like they mainly jumped on Azure Fire.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, he was pretty low, and they pushed him back. I thought they were going to be able to get the kill on Ambuscad, because he jumped in, did his Speedstorm ultimate, and then quickly jetted out, but they were not able to secure the kill on for another member of Mixed Company.
All right, so Almighty Tick just doing his thing, clearing up waves, and he is actually a pretty big presence here. Can we take a look at the credits between the players, if you don't mind me asking? All right, so yeah, I mean, he's actually at 6,500 credits, second place on his team right now to the mid laner, so in a very good spot. And if you look at it, the overall distribution is pretty good for Dolphin Chasers, but again, that gas Joker sitting as the overall lead right now. So it's really critically important that Gas Joker be involved in every fight for Mixed Company here on out.
So looking at the top lane, MXC is definitely going to be able to secure that surveillance drone in the top.
Yeah, so they grab that, and they're going to continue to push down this lane.
I'm so impressed seeing Azure Fire already level 17 in this game.
Right? Yeah.
A 3-level advantage over Swagatron.
Yeah, and Swagatron Superman, he's been playing him a lot over the past few days, and unfortunately has come up short a couple of times. 2 Gas Jokers and a Swamp Things as well. So, you know, I mean, obviously a very odd composition with Joker being run in the jungle here and Superman being run up top, but I also would have liked to see a bit more tankiness on the side of Dolphin Chasers as well, because once Azure Fire starts getting out of control and he can start soaking shots, that's really all the tankiness that MXC is going to need, and they already have pretty good damage to back that up. And Wonder Woman's just going to get nice and tanky as the game drags on too.
I mean, like right now, the only tankiness they have is the Mirror Master's Prism on Superman.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. All right, so, I mean, they have a lot of support from Zatanna and things like that, and they have pretty good disengage, and you know, Bunny's coming out every 30 seconds. Of course, they're still going to be able to manage fights pretty well, but the tankiness is a concern. Okay, so now MXC is in a pretty good spot top, and really, Dolphin Chasers hasn't done anything to try and combat that for a while. They've not tried to gank up top. I mean, Azure Fire's just getting too freaking strong at this point. He's up by 300 credits on anyone else in the game at the moment, and is just getting massively tanky.
I mean, it's still really a quiet point in this game. We're at the 25-minute mark, and we really haven't seen much other than those 2 turrets going down.
Right. So, I mean, with the exception of the turrets that have fallen so far, I'm trying to think. There's been one big Raider grab. The Leviathan is still up right now. I would expect that as soon as someone would win a pretty decisive fight and set up a 5v3 or something like that, they'd probably head over for it. All right, but Beastin, Fatal Luno going to start running up to the top here, and
I think this might be a setup for the Leviathan at this right now.
And we'll see if they want to draw him into a fight. A big team fight is not a bad play from Dolphin Chasers right now. If they can dive on someone and they can grab him and knock him out of the fight instantly. Cyborg is so far away right now.
Yeah, this would be the time for Dolphin Chasers to turn around and engage. When you have the Cyborg, you know, one of their top marksmen in the bottom lane, not anywhere near the team fight.
No. And now he's there, so it makes it a lot more risky play to try and do anything on Leviathan. Just a bit of vision control going back on both sides. Azure Fire's starting to make his way down, and it looks like they might want to start pressuring either mid lane or this Leviathan here in a second. In fact, he's going to step all the way around. We'll get picked up by this this vision coverage, though.
Oh, a beautiful ham toss going out by Azure Fire.
I love it. Well, is any ham toss not beautiful, though? It's just such a graceful act.
I mean, if it is able to fear away 3 enemy champions, I do think it's pretty damn good.
That's definitely true. Okay, so in top lane, Azure Fire had dropped away to give some pressure to mid, but the MXC wasn't really able to do anything with it. So Dolphin Chasers kind of re-pushed out top lane, but I mean, otherwise, it's not really doing too much.
It seems that both teams are a little scared to go all in for this Leviathan right now. I mean, it's just a bunch of dancing around at this point.
Well, I mean, no one wants to lose, right? I mean, you're 2 games away, theoretically, from going to Germany, so...
Oh,
wow.
Swagatron knocked Kuma out.
That was really well done, and Maestro even got bunnied off to the side, but it didn't matter. They didn't need his damage in that engagement, and he just gets comboed out immediately. And that is the problem, of course, with, you know, having a little bit less tankiness in your jungler who is running around the map reliant on that. So, Leviathan is going down. It looks like Swagatron is trying to be in a position to engage this. There's the ult coming in from the flash. He does quite a bit of damage to Katy Perry. Katy Perry trying to get away. Fatal Luno has made his way up with Gaspat, and it looks like the Leviathan is going to fall, at least for the time being, and we'll see if MXC wants to disengage or fight. And Azure Fire pops his ult. He runs in on Beastin. Beastin has taken a huge amount of damage. Here comes Ambuscad from the side. He gets turned into a bunny again for the 2nd time in this fight. Ambuscad falls, but so does Swagatron. And we'll see if any other kills can get picked up. Very nice lasso on Beastin. And Katy Perry's going to get killed up at the top. Unfortunately, Kuma dies to the turret as he tries to bounce away, but still a massive win for MXC.
That ended up being a 2 for 5. I mean, Almighty Tick went down right at the start of the fight, and now he is back up.
Yeah, 2 for a 5, and a Leviathan, and a turret. It's a pretty good turnaround.
Yeah, that's the fight MX Company needed, exactly.
All right, so let's see.
This could be even a 2nd turret.
Yeah, I mean, they throw down the EMP, so they certainly want to go for it. They know they have another 15 seconds before anyone is up to support Almighty Tick, but everyone on MXC is so low right now.
Yeah, with a full health Almighty Tick on Joker Prime, throwing out those surprise Mr. Punchies, but Tilia staying around and is able to knock it down with his drone wave.
And will the last drone get it? It does! Tilia really, really well done there. She's going to back out for a little while, and that was 2 turrets, a Leviathan, and a 5 for 2.
Very impressive by MXC, turning that fight around. I mean, the whole patience and dancing around the Leviathan spawn, it paid off for Dolphin. Paid off for Mixed Company.
Yeah. I will say, though, it looks like that a couple of other turrets did go down on MXC side, so the overall turrets are actually completely even. Those were actually grabbed at the earlier part of the fight as Fatal Luna was pushing out the waves and stuff, so the credit discrepancy is not as big as you would think for all the stuff that Mixed Company just got, but that's because the Dolphin Chaser, to their credit, did do a very nice job of setting up turrets before that engagement.
All right, just to do a artifact check after that big engage, we're seeing Joker get even tankier, maxing out his Suit of Sorrows, going for the Tier 3 Olympus Gambit on top of Entropy Agents.
Yeah, so he has just massive, massive, massive amounts of health right now, and there's very little that you can do to try and take him down. There's one Mr. Punchy. He's going to try and grab him again. Azure Fire takes some damage on the way out, but not enough to do more than just kind of scratch him.
All right, we're seeing Maestro switching to the mid lane to go off against Fatal Uno.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a little bit of, well, I mean, I'm trying to think there. Yeah, he's actually level 18 as Cyborg right now, which means that he has actually matched the mid laner in levels from Dolphin Chasers. And Dolphin Chasers had started ridiculously strong with Fatal Uno. So that's a really big accomplishment and really shows you as a testament to how powerful that Cyborg can really be. So the overall credited lead is still in Azure Fire's hands with his Gas Joker at the moment. He is sitting on over 10K credits at the 30-minute mark.
The only 5-digit credit champion at this point.
Yeah, and that's pretty impressive for him right now, especially how close this game has been. And he has been a difference maker so far. He's been involved in 8 of the 10 kills on his team's side. He's been pretty critical in managing and zoning out opponents around objectives. So Azure Fire absolutely is a critical member of this team. And is his teleport up? I forgot how recently it was actually used. Yeah, it looks like it's up. He is fully ready to go.
Yeah, we have teleports across the board for both teams right now.
And you know, the strategy started...
Oh, here comes Swagatron in, but Ambuscade ends up blocking it.
Yeah, he does end up blocking it and taking all of the damage, but he was nuked out of the fight pretty quick, so Flash is not actually going to be a problem here. Here comes Azure Fire with his teleport. He does get through. Fatal Uno throws off the bat screen, but it's not enough to knock out Maestro. And even with the crazy tankiness from Azure Fire, they don't have the health left on the rest of their team to be able to push that engagement. And so far, this is a 2 for nothing. It could be a 3 for nothing as Tilia goes down as well. Really great fight from Dolphin Chasers. They take a 3 for nothing.
Oh, that was a beautiful dive in by Swagatron. Ambuscade blocked the damage from the Speeding Bullet, and the entire team of Dolphin Chasers just converged right on Ambuscade.
Yep. Absolutely, and there was really nothing that he could do about it. So this is a rough position for MXC to be in now. Raider goes over to Dolphin Chasers. They're going to be able to push down likely another turret here at some point. They do have an EMP available if they want to try and knock that down, and that's a pretty big difference maker at this stage of the game.
I don't think they're going to see it go down here.
Let's see if they try for it. They do have the EMP if they need it. Last couple of shots, there it goes. But unfortunately, Maestro comes in from the side. That was a really great bunny. That actually saved the life of Katy Perry. He gets away with just a sliver of health there.
Oh, but the Amulet of Isis is used by Kuma, but he does not get in range to try and lasso Beastin.
Yeah, I mean, they needed to try and catch up on someone. Swagatron actually getting chased down bot as well. But Maestro, of course, doesn't really have the ability to chase in on him and grab him.
Yeah, but Swagatron's just going to try and sit in bottom lane with Beastin here, and they're going to try and defend their bottom lane turret.
Yeah. Can they do that? Let's see. So let's see here. So the EMP, I believe, was, you end up taken out. So...
no, they didn't actually use the EMP.
Oh, you're right. So Swagatron never ended up having to use that, so they could potentially re-push here in a second if they're able to take a pretty decent defense here.
But Katy Perry is now back in the bottom lane. I really think that this, yeah, it's definitely going to end up falling to MXC.
So the credits ever so slightly in the advantage of Dolphin Chasers right now, but for all intents and purposes, everything is even. There's the lasso, there's the ult coming in for the flash as well. After the ult from Wonder Woman that locked everyone up for a decent period of time. Katy Perry goes down. Swagatron looks like he is going to die as well. He will not be able to get out of the range of Azure Fire here, and that was a really nice 2 for nothing. However, at the same time, Almighty Tick continuing to push up top with his teammate as well, so this is going to be turrets for turrets here in a second.
Yeah, in exchange for a turret, it ends up also being a 2-for-1 in favor of Mixed Company. They do secure the kill on Tilia, but it's another turret that falls.
Yes. All right, so the Almighty Tick just going with split push Joker strategy here. Just teleport when I'm needed and split push turrets when I'm not.
And it doesn't look like he's ready to leave the jungle yet right now. Ambuscade trying to chase down Almighty Tick. I think he's had enough of Joker just having his way through his jungle.
Probably. That's a safe bet, I would imagine. And I don't even know if he's going to grab that. Okay, Ambuscade not in a position to be able to contest, unfortunately. Went down just a little bit too quick. Leviathan comes back up right now, though, so that camera war is going to start in a second as everyone tries to get vision over this top part of the map.
But it looks like Ambuscade and Almighty Tick are trying to have a race to this top-level destroyer.
Yeah, and, let's see who's actually going to win the damage war here.
Oh, but here comes Kuma with a beautiful lasso and Almighty Tick.
Yeah, that's right, but Almighty Tick gets away, of course. He is Joker. He does have that disengage, so vanishes right away.
A lot of vision already be placed here. We see it came for each team as Azurifier makes his way to the top lane.
And Azure Fire back in his comfortable habitat, and they're just going to pressure Leviathan right now with only 3 members of their team here. Cyborg is about over to the side as well, and will they be able to get this in time? The Dolphin Chasers well aware that this is happening. Leviathan getting very low in health. Fatal Uno, I assume, would have a Bat Scream available for this too. Is he going to go for it? And, oh, Swagatron does actually get the Leviathan. It's stolen out by Dolphin Chasers. Are they going to be able to turn this around and do enough damage too? Yes, Tilia goes down, which means a lot of the burst damage for MXC is out of this fight. If they can continue to re-engage on this, they're going to be in a great position. Most of the deployables were forced to go down. Nice, really, off to the side there. Swagatron and Almighty Tick have fallen. Katy Perry goes down to the side as well. Maestro falls, and this is a really scrappy fight getting down to the last couple of players. Beasting goes down. It's just Fatal Uno remaining, and he has to back away from Kuma and Azure Fire. So after the crazy result of all of that, it's 4 for 3 in favor of MXC, but they lose the Leviathan after all is said and done.
And I just don't think they have the damage to really push another turret here, so I really think this ends up being in favor of Dolphin Chasers. Yes, they do end up giving up another kill, more than the ones they've actually taken away from Mixed Company, but they don't lose a turret.
Yeah.
And Dolphin Chasers was able to steal the Leviathan.
They were able to steal the Leviathan away, so they maintain the credit advantage. It's still up by about 2.7k, even though they lose the fight overall. And no one really has the pushing potential right now, like you were saying, to make any other objectives happen off of this. So, we're kind of left with a very even game at the 36-minute mark, all things considered. These teams are virtually identical at this stage. Artifacts are pretty similar. So this is really just going to come down to who can manage the late game the best. And the advantage of the huge credit lead for Gas Joker has disappeared. Fatal Uno is now the leading credit getter in the entire game right now. So he is starting to get very fed. You can see he's about to finish up all of his artifacts, and things are looking great for him.
And not only that, but you have Almighty Tick just about 1,000 credits behind of Fatal Uno.
Yeah, so I mean, both these guys dish out a ton of damage. They're going to be able to very effectively leverage their abilities here in the next fight, just because of how many artifacts they have. Whereas really everything kind of comes down to the Gas Joker positioning on the side for Mixed Company. It is a two-pronged damage effort here from Dolphin Chaser that could get them through.
So we're seeing MXC take up the surveillance drone in the bottom lane here.
Yeah, I mean, they get a little bit more vision, but I think that Leviathan's still, what, like a minute and a half away? I think I see it coming up there, so it's going to be a little while before.
Oh, they just killed Leviathan. The Raider. Exactly.
Or the Raider. That's 100% what I meant to say. Yes, Raider coming up in about a minute and a half now. So they can start to position towards that, although it's starting to become a slight bit less effective. With so many turrets down on either side, they're actually at, just their 3 dampeners and 1 turret apiece on either side that are out in the map. you know, there is a potential for the next team to get an EMP to try and make a strong play on one of those dampeners and just start to open up the map a little bit for them. That's going to be very risky, and it's going to require a one-team fight, but they might be able to do it.
Yeah, right now we are seeing... Oh, so Swaggertron's going to go back because you're starting to see a split push here by Ambuscade.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what Flash does, right? I mean, like, at the end of games, he gets a bunch of damage, he just farms, and then he can become a late-game presence. But this kind of wards away the push, wastes a lot of time for Fatal Uno
It actually stopped Dolphin Chasers from engaging on that damper in the top lane. Because for some reason, Swaggertron and Almighty Tick both went back, so it would have been a 4v3 in favor of MXC in the top lane, and ends up just pushing the rest of Dolphin Chasers away.
And as a result, MXC has actually lowered that credit difference, and here comes Swaggertron trying to jump directly on top of Ambuscade, and look at Katy Perry is just going to get nuked out here to the side. He goes down. The bouncing head is not going to be enough to take out Ambuscade. I don't think. It's going to get very close, but no, shield coming in from Kuma, and that's enough. So a 1-for-0 there does actually open up a pretty good period of time here for MXC to potentially go take this Raider, grab an EMP, and maybe start positioning for a dampener.
Yeah, it looks like Dolphin Chasers are going to try and take out this the Raider right now, but MXC has something to say about that. I don't think they're just going to give it up so easily.
No, and Azure Fire's just like, shut up, Mr. Punchy. I don't want to deal with your stuff right now. So, and he just walks through. So as soon as Azure Fire's there, you know you can't just take Raider for free because he'll survive long enough for the rest of MXC to catch up.
Yeah, now that MXC has pushed away Dolphin Chasers have given up on this Raider. We're going to see a free Raider going to MXC.
And a free Raider means an EMP. An EMP means with exposed dampeners that MXC is in a decent spot to grab that and maybe start putting on some pressure. It's going to be a while before any other major map objectives come up. So if they can't catch anyone out, it is going to rely on a good team fight.
I love the dead.
I know. Just watching the spring back there. Aw.
I just wanted to do a tribute to Axlav.
Oh man, I just heard groans from the other side.
Well, he's infamously known for the zooming in on a dead body.
All right, bat screen comes out. That is enough to take out Ambuscade, but a dampener is going to fall. We'll see if that's enough. Azure Fire is in danger of dying as well. Looks like he might fall. He was slowed down, and he just barely ends up dying there off to the side. Kuma's in position here to get rocked out as well. Oh, look at that. I'm sorry, not Azure Fire. He had died a little bit while ago. Tillia just trying to do whatever she can with the Predator on the way back, but I don't think it's enough to get all of the last of the kills. Fatal Uno and Beastin have actually died. Swaggertron got out of there in a great last kill there, and that's a 5-for-2 in favor of Dolphin Chasers. We'll see if they can get a dampener off this.
Almighty Tick vanished through the Predator that was coming at him and had a beautiful, like, I think it could have gone maybe like an inch before, would have blown up on its own without doing any damage.
Yep.
Was able to pick up that kill on Tillia.
Very, very well done. And Katy Perry and Almighty Tick, unfortunately, not tanky enough to just sit here and work against this dampener. So they're going to sit back for a second. With the dampener down on the other side, though, these elite drones are actually going to be kind of annoying. The dampener falls for, there, finally, it does fall for Dolphin Crew. So mid dampeners up on either side. Looks like Almighty Tick thinking about trying to get a power core turret here, too.
I mean, with only one little tiny baby siege drone, there's really not much they can do. They can get it to about 60% for one power core turret. But now it's dead even right now. I mean, you see the tier 2 turrets open in the top lane for Dolphin Crew and in the bottom lane for MXC, and now both of the mid lane dampeners are down.
Yeah. All right. So Swaggertron is kind of like a man without a home recently. He's looked slightly confused, like he doesn't know exactly where he wants to be. Yeah, and he has to teleport up here to this Leviathan, which is going to go over to the Dolphin Chaser side. And I don't think Flash is going to be able to get in there to try and steal this. And there it goes, all deployables going over to them as well.
So a quick Leviathan kill going to Dolphin Chasers. That's exactly what they need right now. So we're seeing about a 3,500 credit advantage for Dolphin Chasers.
All right, so 3,500 credit advantage for Dolphin Chasers, and how is that actually represented? So they do have the leading credit getter in the game right now in Gasbat. Fatal Uno has been doing pretty well. The second, though, is actually very close. Basically, Joker and Gas Joker have exactly the same amount of credits right now. So the tankiness is a little bit down for the Dolphin Chaser side, but other than that, things aren't looking too bad. I mean, this is going to be a pretty even game from here on out. Okay, so Azure Fire now just sitting in jungle. There's no real big map objectives to seriously fight over now that Leviathan has gone down, so they're just trying to grab stuff on their side of the map, defend against a big 3 deployable push from the Dolphin Chasers side. And as you just pointed out there, middle dampener are going to come up in about 2 minutes on the Dolphin Chaser side.
Yeah, we had the mid lane dampener down for at least a minute or two prior to Dolphin Chasers taking out MXEs. So we're going to see the mid lane advantage going in favor of Dolphin Chasers for a couple of minutes.
Okay, so let's see here if Dolphin Chasers wants to try and move in and engage on this. You're positioning around the side to potentially move in. The Beastin comes back, rejoins the team, needs to get ready with a bunny just in case anyone gets dove on top of. And I think, oh, here comes Azure Fire from around the back, uses his teleport that immediately triggers a teleport from Almighty Tick as well, who tries to lay out some damage. Katy Perry actually goes down right away. Flashhold's going to be able to do a little bit of damage here, but maybe not as much as he would have liked. It did successfully zone out the team, though, which allowed Katy Perry to just die basically for free. Tillia trying to get away, using her Predator as best as possible to inflict damage as she runs, and has getting so far low in health. There, she finally does die. So does Maestro as well, and Dolphin Chasers once again turning this around, trying to make their way up here, take out another turret. There's the EMP. They are going to be able to get the turret, and looks like they grab another kill there as well. Kuma has fallen.
Almighty Tick chasing out Azure Fire. They do get the turret. That ends up being a 4-for-1. Ambuscade has to retreat back to his base, and Swaggertron's coming here. He's going to try and tank this bottom lane dampener to get a second one down.
And let's see, I mean, Fatal Uno, Almighty Tick, Swaggertron, if they just trade tank this, they should be able to get it. Looks like they are going to be able to. So 2 dampeners now in favor of Dolphin Chasers. Are they going to try and rotate top and take out this this last dampener too? They certainly could.
I think they're just going to be a little careful here. Try to get their elite drones pushing in on these power core turrets of MXE.
That's a very good point. And Beastin, little bit of damage there done to Ambuscade. And these power core turrets, in fact, is this just game?
I think this is going to be game right now. Ambuscade, there's still a 30-second timer before Tillia and Maestro can get up.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The first team knocked out of the regional qualifier in NA is Mixed Company. Congratulations. Oh, man, I can't believe it. Dolphin Chasers going through to face Brawl.
Wow. Really impressive showing. I think it was all due to that team fight there. I mean, I thought that was it for when, what was it here? For when Swaggertron dived in to save Katy Perry and ended up being a 2-for-5?
Yes, and the crazy thing about it, too, was that Katy Perry got insta-gift, like immediately just gone, out of the fight, done.
Erased.
Yeah, and Ambuscade did a really nice job of not quite initiating with the flash ult,